Hello everyone, welcome to day 4 of Databricks SQL week. I'm Harshad. Today we will be discussing about the aggregation functions, and before that we have some rollover from the day 3 which we are going to discuss. So let's quickly get into the day 3 content. So yesterday we have discussed about left join, right join and full outer join. Hope that part is clear. In order to understand that in a very efficient way, we can refer to this diagram, how left join, right join, full outer join, inner join are interrelated, and how we can do left join excluding inner join, and how we can do right join excluding inner join and full outer join. So these parts we have already discussed. Now let's quickly get into the cross join or self join stuff. Okay, so I think we have already covered it up. Let me go to full outer join. We have covered. Okay, now let's get into the cross join. So for cross join, as I explained you guys yesterday, I have taken an example of a diagram where it was apple, banana. So let me just go back again there. So for the cross join we were discussing, right? So now tell me, folks, if I am joining this apple, banana having 2 rows and it has 5 rows, okay? Now tell me, if I put a cross join, between these two, tell me how many total number of rows I am going to get. Okay. Okay. Perfect. We are going to get 10 rows because we don't give any joining condition here. It is just simply multiplication. So this apple will be associated with the apple. This apple will be associated with customer 2, again with the customer 3, again with customer 4, and similarly with customer 5. Now after that, this banana will get associated with customer 1, customer 2, customer 3, customer 4, and customer 5 respectively. So the theoretical aspect of cross join is clear, I'm assuming, right? Okay. So let me just put a basic cross join statement here. So for cross join, what I can use, let me think of an example. Select a star from users and let me just cross join. Let me just cross join orders. So what will happen? It will cross multiply all the rows of orders with users. So let's quickly check how many rows we were having in the orders and how many rows we are having in. I think it gave us error. Yeah, it gave us error, right? So before executing this, we need to make sure that we have executed the cell, this cell number 5, use catalog workspace and use schema e-commerce SQL. So let me execute it. Perfect. Now let's just go back to that particular cell and rerun it. So as I have already discussed, it will multiply the number of records in user into number of records in orders. So let's check how many records we have in users. Total we have 55. Now let's check in orders. So in orders we have 30. So total number of records after the cross join would be it would be 30 into 50. 5, 13 to 55. That's somewhere comes around 5 3 is a 15, 1500 records or so. Let's check. So yeah, it's clear that 1650 records are there. So this is how cross join works. In all the other joining conditions, notice we were using the left join or right join keyword. After that, we were putting the second table name, and after that, we were putting the keys on which we were trying to do the join. But here, we are not putting the keys because cross join multiply each row with each row of the other table. So there is no joining condition required. Clear, guys? If unclear, just say that in the chat. I will repeat, and be quick on that, please. Clear, unclear, just mention that in the chat and I will repeat. Okay, clear to you, Janvi. Clear. And guys, please respond. It would be very much helpful for me to, move ahead of it. So I'm expecting response from all. Rakshit, Manjay, yes. Som, Shubhra, Guneet. Everyone, please. Okay, thanks. So we are clear with the cross join. Now, self join. So sometimes what happens is we need to do a self join. Okay, when we need to do a self join. Okay, first let's understand how to put a self join. Then I will explain you the scenarios where we need to do a self join. Okay, select the star from. It is again same syntax like other joins. I will write users self join. Yeah, select is star from users self join. Users on. I am going to give alias a. Again here b on a.id equal to b.id. Okay, and I think I am going to get error here. Yes, I am getting the error. Think of, guys, why I'm getting the error on the self join, because it is a type of join, like we have the left join, right join. So why we are getting the error on specifically on the self join? Anyone having any idea why we are getting this error on the self join? So basically, guys, self join is not a kind of join. Self join means we are putting an inner join on the table itself. That's why when I was explaining you guys about these joins, I didn't mention about self join, right? So basically, self join is a kind of inner join itself which we put on its own table. Okay. So what I'm saying, instead of putting self here, correct, we can put join, or we can write inner join, and it will work. So self join is not anything different. It's simply an inner join with its own. And Manikant, as you mentioned, it's not required. So I just wanted to tell all the folks that if I put join here instead of inner join, it will always take it as inner join. So inner is also an optional word. We can use it or we can ignore it. Okay. Now listen to me very carefully. Okay. Let me just create a scenario for you folks to explain it. The most important use case of self join. I'm using AI to create the scenario quickly because it will take me time to write the code and insert records. Okay, so let it create an employee table, and inside the employee table it will create some records. Let's see, if not then I need to put that in Excel. अरे यार ये तो मैं भी कर देता. Okay. Let it run. Okay, so guys, we have 10 records here. Let me just quickly show you how our employee table looks like. Okay. Look at this table very carefully. What it contains? It contains the employee ID, it contains the name, and then it contains the manager ID. So if I ask, who is the manager of Bob? Looking at the data, can you tell me who is the manager of Bob? What's the name of manager of Bob? Okay, so let me tell you, this is the employee ID of the employee, and this is the employee ID of their manager. Okay, for example, the Bob has an employee ID of 2. Okay, and employee ID of Bob's manager is 1. Okay, so Alice is the manager of Bob. Clear? Now tell me, who is manager of David? Okay, now an interesting part. Okay, look at the data properly. Whom do you think would be CEO of the company? Looking at this data, whom do you think would be CEO of this company? Nice, Manjay. Apart from Manjay, anybody can think of? Yes, Alice is the CEO of this company. Why Alice is the CEO? Because Alice does not has any manager, which means Alice is the top level hierarchy. Got it? So there are so many questions, and this is one of the most important question of self-join. Trust me, if you are going into any interview of data analyst, data engineer, data scientist, and they are going to ask you SQL, this is a lollipop question which everyone asks. And even a 3-4 year mediocre guy would not be able to answer it, how to solve it. Okay, so now the question which I'm talking about is to get the manager name. Okay, we need to find out manager name of each of the employee and write name, name, then manager name. Does that make sense? We will write name of the employee. After that, we will write the name of the manager. So that's how we are going to discuss about the self join. So self join, as I have already explained, it is nothing different, but it is simply an inner join with its own, right? Here we have done an inner join, and that is self join. So let me write how we are going to solve this. So what I will do, I will write, for now I will write okay, a dot name from employee, this is A, okay, join a dot join employee, this is B, employees, okay, employees B on a dot id a dot manager id is equal to b dot id, and I can write here b dot name as manager name. So by this query, we would be able to see the employee name and their manager name, right? Notice we didn't got one record. And the record was Alice, because Alice does not have any manager. Got it? Does that make sense? Clear? Clear to everyone how we are getting the manager name? We are joining the manager's ID with ID again. So what I am doing specifically for Bob, I am taking employee ID of its manager. Then I am joining the same employee table with its ID and getting the manager ID. This is literally a very important question for SQL interviews. This might not get directly asked into a fresher interview, but when you are going to get an experience of 1 year or 2 years or 6 months even, this is a very important question people will ask. Okay, clear. Now I want to give a twist and I want you guys to solve it. I know you will be able to. Here we are getting 9 records. Okay, we are not getting this Alice. Now tell me what a simple change I can do into this query and I will get Alice as well. Even if his manager is null, we will simply get manager name as null. What I can change here? Think of it, guys. Socho. What I can change into this query so that instead of 9 records, I can get 10 records. I can get Alice as well. Think of it. Think of all the joins which we have studied so far. What join we can put here and we will get Alice as well. Socho. Let me give you a hint. Look at this diagram. Okay, if we put right join, we will get it. Actually, Manikant, you are slightly correct. We should not put right join, we should put left join, because as of now, I want name of Alice, right? As an employee, not as a manager. Okay, so employee table is in left hand side, right? So if I put left join here, let's see. If I put left join here, I should get the Alice here. Yeah. Because if I will put it on the right side, I will not get him. In fact, because on the right side I am already getting Alice, right? So we need to put a left join. You can notice when we were just using the join condition, I was already getting the Alice name, right? So in order to get him on the employee side, in order to get him into the employee side as well, I need to put the left join. Does that make sense? Is it clear? And this is a very interesting part. During your interviews, only the interviewer will change something like this only. Okay, now tell me, from the query, how I can ask, name the person who is CEO of the company. What I should change here to get who is the CEO of company. What I should change in this query, or what query I should write. Simple, excellent Manja, excellent. We should simply write where manager ID is null. That's all. Where manager ID is null, or better we can write here manager name is null. Anything would work. Okay. So area of manager ID is null. Now tell me. This question is quite tricky. Okay. First, listen to the question, then answer me. Do you guys want to solve it? Do you want to solve it as a homework, or you want me to solve it right away? Okay. How I can change this query to use the right join instead of left join? What changes I should do to make it right join? You want me to solve here? You want to try? You want to take it as a homework? Right, try. Okay. If you want to try it as an homework, if you want to take it, just write homework. Or if you want me to solve it, say solve it. Please help me with the chat box. Swap manager ID with B ID. Swap A.manager ID with B.id. Okay. Okay. Do you think this will work? Because you want, basically you are saying I should write like this, right? Do you want me to write like this? Then right, left, change to right. It will, even if I will do like this now, it is not going to work. Because notice here, right table is going to get the preference, but here we are writing b.id. Instead of b.id, we should write manager ID. And here we should write ID. Okay. B.manager ID is equals to A.id. Oh, okay. And here we need to just remove this. Perfect. We are getting it. Now, any other way you guys can think of, I don't want to change this condition as well. Let's write it B.id only, and it should be A.manager ID only. Think of it, is very easy. I don't want to change the condition. What I can do? Look at this. Just look at this. Tell me what I can change here. See, this is getting a bit trickier, but use your brain. Swap A and B. Just perfect. Excellent, Manja. Just swap A and B and you are right. We just need to swap A and B here. And that will work. Because we are giving preference to employee table as B, so B should be our employee. Simple. But B dot ID, yeah, this would work. But here B dot ID, this will not work. This will not work. Yeah, this will not work. Because what was the last query we have written? B dot manager ID is equals to B dot manager ID. This is what we have written. And if I want to change it to right join, I can change it to right join. So right join will become employee B dot ID. B dot ID would become employee ID. Employee ID will take preference. Employee ID will take preference, but we need to join it using the manager ID only. Because first table the table which is getting preference should have manager ID. So yeah, we can't do this like guys. We can't do like this. We will have to swap it. We will have to swap it because for the table which we are giving the preference here, we are giving preference to table B. So for table B, we should use manager ID here. Always the table which we are giving preference, that should use manager ID. Okay. Yeah, ये फिर से condition करेंगे. Ignore it. Okay, is it clear? Whatever I am saying, does that make sense? And here we have to of course swap it. That would be A dot name should be manager name, or leave it. And I can simply write here B, and I can simply write here A, and that will work. Guys, clear? If not, just say repeat. I will repeat it. Quickly, please don't take time. Else we are going to again not able to cover this J3. Janvi, is it clear to you? Manikant, is it clear? Rakshit, clear? Yes. Is it clear? Guneet, Pragati, Ranveer, Sahil. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks. Please just respond. That would be helpful for me to move ahead. So just take a note of this question. You will get these kind of questions. Now let me give you some more trickier aspect into it. Let's not get into that for now. I will. This is, we are again going to the same question after 3-4 sessions. Okay, we will get into the that session. So on that session, what we need to do, for example, let's suppose we have Jack Hell. Okay, so on that session, what we need to solve, Jack Hell is the person. For him, the first manager is Eva Brown. Okay, second manager is Bob Johnson. Okay, and who is the manager of Bob Johnson? Help me figure out, guys. Who is the manager of Bob Johnson? जल्दी बताओ. Who is manager of Bob Johnson? Quickly. Alice. हाँ, बोलो यार बस. Correct. Alice is. So this is what we need to calculate. First manager, second manager, third manager, right? First manager, second manager, third manager. This we need to calculate. One second, guys. So this is something we need to calculate using the self join for now. But in the future sessions, we will see what if we don't know how many managers we have. For example, I'm taking it a bit of complex, but please bear with me. Okay. Okay. Here we know that, okay, Harshit manager is Janvi, Janvi manager is Rakshit, Rakshit manager is yes. Only 4 level of hierarchy is there. Okay, let me just solve it. First, let's solve it. How we can get it? How we can solve this, guys? I want to give this name as first manager. Let's get into the correct way of solving it. Left join. लेफ्ट ज्वाइन हो गया ये लेफ्ट ज्वाइन सो लेफ्ट को प्रेफरेंस मिला तो यहाँ पे क्या आ जाएगा मैनेजर आईडी यहाँ क्या आ जाएगा आईडी एक को बोल देंगे हम एम्प्लॉय नेम बी वुड बी फर्स्ट मैनेजर नेम नाउ आई वांट टू गेट द सेकंड मैनेजर नेम एज वेल व्हाट आई कैन डू हियर what I can change to get the second manager as well. You guys want to try it or I should solve it? Simply write try or solve. Yes, correct. Manja, one more join. Excellent. We need to put one more join. So let me just do that for you folks. Left join. Which table we are going to join? Employee table. अरे यार ये क्या हो रहा है लेफ्ट ज्वाइन एम्प्लॉइज and this would be C. Now I said you the thumb rule. What is thumb rule? The table which is taking preference, for that we are going to take manager ID. So here employee B table is going to take the preference because this is on the left of employee table C. So we are going to take? We are going to take B dot manager ID. After that, C dot ID. And I can write here commas C dot name as second manager name. Clear? Let's see. I should get this. 𝗗𝘗 𝗮𝗰𝗴 Perfect. Perfect. Now I want to get the fourth manager. I want to get the name of Alice. What I should do? I know I have to put the join. Now tell me what I should do. I will put left join employee. I will put D here. Employees D on. Tell me C dot ID or manager ID? Quickly tell me C dot ID or manager ID? भाई लोग बोलो C dot ID. No bro, C dot manager ID. What I said? Correct, Ranveer. It should be manager ID. The thumb rule is the table which is taking preference. Here, employee table is going to employee C is going to take preference. Why? Because it is on the left side. So whatever the table is on the left side, we should take manager ID. So we are going to take manager ID equal to D dot manager ID. And we are up to CEO. We are up to CEO. Congratulations. We are up to CEO. Bob Johnson. Okay, we haven't selected. D dot name as third manager. Okay. Oh. Why for Bob Johnson? यहाँ पे गड़बड़ की यार, आप लोगों ने पॉइंट आउट भी नहीं किया. It should be d.id. Perfect. So hope it is clear, right? How we are iterating through all these, how we are getting the manager, after that how we are getting the manager of manager, and after that manager of manager. So this is the way we can do it. But what if I don't know how many managers, skip level managers I have? For example, I have one manager who is manager of one, then another. How many levels? For example, I know for Jack there are 3 managers. First manager is Eva, second is Bob, third is Alice. Fine. After Alice there is no one. I know there are only 3 level of hierarchy. But what if I don't know how many level of their hierarchy is? I can't keep on joining, right? If I don't know levels, I can't keep on joining. Is it making sense? If I don't know how many levels, for example, I know there are only up to 3rd level. Alice is the CEO, so I don't need to put joins after that. But if I don't know, I can't keep on putting the joins, right? So there is a complex method of doing it that is called as dynamic city. If we don't even know how many managers levels are there, we can use that and we will be able to get up to the top hierarchy. We will get up to the CEO. So we are not going to discuss that in this session, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that this is one of the way of solving, but there is a better way of solving this. So forget about the better way. Hope this way is clear. Clear? Just write clear, folks. Okay, it's clear to Janvi. Is it clear to you why I am using the manager ID on the right? Sorry, left. Because we want to give the preference to the left hand side table. That's why. Clear? Perfect. Clear. Excellent. Now this is the second question. First question is get your manager. First question is to get your manager. Second question is to get skip level manager. And this is the way we solve it. And this is a very complex question. If you think people can solve it easily, just ask it to any of your senior in the college, or just ask it to anyone who is into MNCs. They will take some time to think of it. Who are not directly used to with the SQL, of course, they are going to take time. Okay. Let's not go into this. Multiple conditions. Let me get into the multiple conditions join. So what we are talking about here is, you can see here multiple condition joins. That, for example, if I want to join table A with table B, it's not necessary that we always have an ID, that we always have a primary key. Sometimes the combination of column is primary key. Remember, during session day before yesterday, we were talking about the combination of class ID and roll number was the combination which was primary key. Basically, sometimes the composite keys are primary key, right? So when there is a composite key which is primary key, then we need to do multiple conditions. Like here, we are using multiple conditions on the join. Does that make sense, folks? Does that make sense? Okay, no problem. Let's quickly get into it, and then hopefully you should be able to understand it. So select a star from orders. Let's first see the orders table. We have order ID, user ID, product ID, quantity ID, and something blah 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 blah. Fine. Now I want to see, notice it carefully. I want to see orders done by a user and their status is delivered. So there are two ways of doing it. I can simply put into the where clause. I can use joining condition. So let's do that both way. Let's first select start from users. It might be sounding a bit trickier, but trust me, it's super easy, guys. It is user table. So from user, I will put left join. Okay. Select a star from users. Left join orders. I will give alias A, B, it's join, not joins, on A dot ID equal to B dot user ID. Okay. And what I said, I only want to get the status whose status is equal to delivered. So I will say and B dot status equal to delivered. And I will only see, let's just instead of a star, let's be equal to A dot first name, comma, B dot, what should I put in B dot? B dot total amount, let's suppose total amount, comma, total amount भी बुला लिया. Now B dot status. So notice you will only see the records whose status is delivered. Array. What is this? Why we are getting, okay, D small. Thank you, Manjay, for pointing me out. So here you can see we are getting only the orders which are delivered. And of course, if I put inner join here or simply join here, I will only get the people who have ordered and their status is delivered. Got it? So here you can see I have put two conditions. One is this, another one is this. And in case of composite keys, let's suppose, just assume there was some composite key on name. Okay, I'm just saying you to assume, this is not the real scenario. So I would put A dot name equal to B dot name. Clear? Make sense? It is clear to Manjay. Janvi ko clear hai. Pragati, is it clear to you? Yes, is it clear to you? Rakshit, is it clear to you? Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks. Now, tell me other way I can do it. Tell me the other way quickly. It should not take more than 15 seconds to answer. Yes, where clause? Where B dot status equal to deliver. Simple. So this is done. Now I want you folks to solve one thing. Okay, there is a question, join orders with product where product price is above 50,000. So you need to join orders with product. I think you should be able to solve it, right? Do you want me to solve it or you should be able to solve it? It is similar to this. Simply instead of status there should be greater than 50,000. हो जाएगा? Say yes, I will jump to another. If not, then we can do this. Cool. Thank you so much. Now, let's do this question. I know you will be able to solve it, folks, but let me do this. So let us start from users. Basically, what I am trying to do, I will pull up the user first name, second name, then I will pull up their order ID, then I will pull up their total, and then I will pull up their product which they are buying. Okay, so look at the query which I am writing. So let us start from users. I will put inner join in all these cases because I don't want to get blank info. So I will put orders on. Again, I am forgetting to give alias. Guys, please give alias. It's a good way of doing it. A.id equal to B.user ID. Then I will put another join that would be also in a inner join. I will put it on product. Where no, still I have to put on products on B.orders B.product ID equal to, let's suppose give it alias P. Space होगा P.id. Perfect. Now the above question which was having where product price is greater than 50,000. Nothing, just put more than 50,000. This query is clear. Any confusion here? What we are, okay, instead of here, what we need to do first name. Yeah, सजेशन दे दो वरना ऐसे तो लिखता रह जाऊंगा. हाँ, फर्स्ट नेम B.order ID B.id comma B.total amount comma C.product C.item name, something should be there. Okay, P है P.name. So here what we have done, look at this query. So it was having, we have to join multiple tables at the same time. We have discussed this yesterday. Might be you guys have lost it. So what we are doing here, first we have given the first table, perfect, first table, users. Then we have given an alias A, perfect. Then we have given the join condition. It is an inner join, left join, whatever join it is. We have given that name. Then we have given the second table name. Okay. After giving the second table name, we have given the joining condition between first and second. After that, we have written again inner join because we wanted to join the third table. On third table, we have joined. We have given the third table name. Then again, we have given the IDs. And after that, we have given the condition that the price should be greater than 50,000. So what was the question? Join orders to users and products with extra condition on each condition. I mean, simply join orders with products where product price is above 5,000 and also print the user who has bought it and also print the user who bought it. जल्दी बताओ भाई लोग, क्लियर है? Bought BOUGST. Clear or not? Quickly, if unclear, okay, clear. Janvi, Manje, clear? Manikant, Yash, Somshubra, sorry if I pronounce your name bad, Ranveer, Sahil, Okay, this is clear. Now we need to get into this semi-join using exist. What is this? What is this? What is this? Now look at this very carefully. Okay. There is a concept which is called as exist, not exist. Okay. So for these concepts, they are not, but they are kind of similar to inner joins. Okay. They are kind of similar to inner joins, but inner join, for example, if I joined, okay, let's take like this. There is a user ID 1, which is for Harshit, and there is order ID 1, which is for Mango. Okay. And then again, there is a order ID 1, which is for Mango. Okay. So if I join Harshit with order ID 1 to this order table, it will give me two occurrence, one for Mango, then again for Mango. But if I use this where exist, it will only give me single record. This might sound a bit trickier, but this is, I would not say super easy, but this is really helpful in some cases when we just wanted to check on a very quick note without doing some complex operations or without putting much of load onto the SQL. Does that make sense? Does that gives you clarity? Okay, let's just read it. When we put inner join, here duplicates, yes. If there are duplicates, it will give the duplicates. Can we add columns from the right table? For example, if I write select a star from table A, join table B, okay, inner join table B on A dot ID equal to B dot ID. So I will get the record, I will get the columns from table A and table B both. But when we are using where exists, when we are using this where exists, we will only get the record from table A. Clear why? If we are using where exist, we are only going to get the record from table A, not from table B. Is that clear? Okay. Now, how to use this where exist? Okay, let's get into that. So, unlike inner join, this return each user only once, even if they have many orders. Okay, let's suppose we have a use case. For example, Manja used to do so much of shopping, and then Janvi used to do so much of shopping. Okay, now I want to get the list of users who have at least done shopping once. Okay, I don't want to get, for example, Manja has done 100 orders, so I don't want to get his name 100 times. I only want to get his name. I only want to get the user's name even if they have done shopping single time. I don't want to get them repeated. There is a way you guys will say we can use distinct, but I don't want to use distinct. I will simply use where exists, and that would be cost efficient. How I can do that? Let's do it. So I would write select ID from users. Let's suppose I would give you, then I'm just following the syntax. Okay, where exists. Now I wanted to check if their order exists. So in which table I can say check if their order exists. So I will check it in exists. Why it is? Okay, let's complete. Then it will stop giving the error. In which table? In which table their order would be? In orders table, of course. So what I will write? Select user ID from orders. Okay, where I need to join these two tables, of course. So how I can join it? I can join it on the basis of ID and user ID, like we were doing in the inner join, where u.id इसको वो दे देते हैं equal to O.id. Okay, and this should only give me all the people who have ordered their product. अरे ये क्या हो गया? Because here it should be user ID. Notice here. So we are getting 30 records. Okay. Let me just pull out the first name here. First name. Now, if I will do this with the inner join, okay, and if there are so many orders these guys have placed, let me order it. Order by. Have we studied about order by? Yeah, I think, yeah, I remember we have. So let me just do order by. So I am getting the alphabetically. Abhishek has done that. Now let me see if these guys have done some duplicate orders. Select. Don't look for this query. I will explain that to you later. From orders by user ID. This was the topic we were about to discuss it today, but unfortunately, or fortunately, we are here only with spillover of yesterday. Okay. Let me create some. Let me create some. Create some duplicate. I'm trying to create an example, guys. Just bear with me. Now let's run it. Okay. You will see all these are distinct users. All these are distinct users who have placed the order. Now, let me do like this. Select a star from users, inner join, orders on यूजर आईडी का क्या है कॉलम. अरे यार फिर से अलियास दे रहा हूं, भूल गया. u.id इक्वल टू o डॉट यूजर आईडी. ये हो गया. एंड हियर आई नीड टू गिव u डॉट फर्स्ट नेम कॉमा u डॉट id order by first name. So when I will run it, you will see, notice here, Manav is coming 3 times. Manav has done so many orders and we are getting it 3 times when we are doing it with the inner join. But when we are using where exist, we are only getting a single record. Hope this is clear now. Not clear, just say it is not clear. I will repeat it quickly, folks. Clear? Manjay clear, Rakshit clear, Sahil, Pragati, Manikant. रणवीर भाई क्लियर है? Okay, it is clear to 3. I'm assuming it is clear to others as well. Perfect. So when we just want to check the occurrence and we just don't want duplicates, okay, so we use where exist. But when we want duplicates, then we use inner joins. Basically, to avoid duplicates without using the distinct keyword, without putting much of load into the SQL, we use where exist. Hope that is clear. Now again, there is not exist. Not exist and okay. So similar to exist, there is something called as not exist. Okay, and there is something called as not in. So both would be having some sort of similar queries, some sort of, I would say, similar coding practice, but both would be different. Okay. Okay, so let's first check. So there is some limitation of not exist. Sorry, there is some limitation of not in. Okay. So how not in and not exist works? Let me just do this query like this only. Where clauses पे लगा देते हैं. No. Okay. So look at this query. Okay. So here we are getting all the first name IDs who have placed any order. If I put not exist, then I will start getting the people who have not placed any order. So these are the people who have not at all placed any order. Okay. For not exist and exist, that is clear. Okay. Now, if I put here not in, sorry, here. So here again I am getting that same list, but there is some syntactical difference. When we were using exist, we don't need to give the I would say ID column here, right? We were simply doing it like this, where not exist or something like that, where not exist. But when we are using not in, we have to give the ID column here, and this thing is optional. The joining condition which we are using on the with the help of where, we can remove it and it will still work. Okay, so both are kind of similar. Just wanted to help you that exist, in, not exist, not in, both are kind of similar with some syntactical difference. What are the syntactical difference? When we are using them with exist or not exist, we have to put a join inside the where clause, inside the subquery. But when we are using in or not in, we have to give the column here, and we don't need to use the join inside the subquery. Hope this is clear. Only this part. Don't get into what is the difference. I will talk about this later. Just for the syntax perspective, hope it is clear. Okay. So when we are using exist, we have to give the join condition inside the where clause. When we are using in or not in, we have to give the column here, and we don't need to give the joining condition inside the subquery. This is clear. Okay. Now, what are the differences? See here. So not exist is null safe. Not exist is null safe. What does mean? That if any of the record, let's look at it. Let me just do that. कहाँ किया मैंने update? अरे यार खो गया. Okay. Select start from orders. Okay, abhi just look at this output. Here we are getting all the people who have not placed any order. Okay, now I'm going to do some updates into the orders table. Create orders, set क्या सेट करना है? यूजर आईडी इक्वल टू null where user id int. Guys, bear with me, I have to create an example data for you folks. 5136. अरे यार अपडेट क्यों नहीं किया? अरे यार यूजर आईडी प्रिंट कराना था. यू डॉट आईडी तो प्रिंट कराया है. मैंने क्या क्या अपडेट किया है? नंबर ID 20, 51 and 36. It should get updated. Okay. Let me 20, 30. And 2002. Okay, this is updated now. Now when I will run this query again, you started seeing null rows, no rows. The reason not in is not safe for null comparisons. So whenever there is a possibility, when here we are using the user ID column, right? So I just updated 2 columns of order table as null. So sorry, 2 rows of order table as null. So it started giving wrong output. So we should be very much caution when we are using not in. If we would have used not exist, then it would have given us the correct answer. So you can notice here 2 user IDs would be null. Yeah. For record number 1 and 2, user IDs are null. And here on the top, we are using not in. So we are getting null rows. But if we would have used not exists and would have join here where o dot user id equal to u dot id, we would have not got this wrong output. We will get a clear correct output. So does that make sense? Not in is not null safe, but not exist is null safe. So if you think there is a possibility of null in a table, never use not in. Clear? Basically not exist and not in both are same, but not in is not null safe. क्लियर हुआ? ओके, जानवी को क्लियर है, मंजय को क्लियर है, ठीक है. We have discussed about anti-join using not exist, not in. Demonstrating the not in null trap. I have explained it as well. Not in null trap. Now there are set operations. So do you want to go ahead with the set operations for today, or you want to discuss the set operations tomorrow? Tomorrow. Others, Janvi, Sahil, Yash, Pragati, Rakshit, Ranveer, Manikant. Manikant has responded. Okay. Okay. So guys, we have what we have studied today. Let's quickly give a recap. So we have studied about not exist, exist, not in versus not exist. Then we have discussed about the self join. We have discussed about the manager problem. We have discussed about the hierarchical problem. And what else we have discussed today? We have discussed about the cross joins. Okay. So, and we have discussed about the multiple joins in the single query with where clause. The example of that is here. So, hope this is clear to you all. We will be discussing about the union, all, except all these things tomorrow. This notebook is with you all. Please go through this notebook. Please understand it wisely and share your feedbacks. You can simply search on Google Databricks user group Noida. Click on contact us button. You will be able to send us the mail, or simply go to the WhatsApp. You are all part of the WhatsApp community. Just simply drop your thoughts into the journal group. I would be more than happy to answer. Okay. So let me just share a poll with you. Create a poll. I want feedback today, so I'm not going to simply ask it was easy, difficult. I'm asking for your feedback. What's your feedback? And I'm going to give other option and create a poll. Let's see. Please give your feedback. How was the session? What we can improve? I want genuine feedback from all of you. Let me just close this session. So thank you everyone for joining us today. This was day 4 of Databricks SQL week. We will continue it tomorrow. Thank you all.